My bun is like so big. It doesn't even feel that big, but it just looks big, especially if I tip my hair down. It's like it's a whole other head. I mean, not really, but it's gonna be like out of frame sometimes, and that's cool. Like right now. Okay, I'm just getting really distracted with my hair. Welcome back to another personal development video. I'm pretty sure we're on number 28. I've like really stopped keeping track. I just like keep going and I don't even know what number I'm on anymore, and that's okay. And today I'm talking about a few things that I am working on. So I've stopped doing monthly goals. I don't think I've necessarily like stopped for good or anything. I just wanted to kind of go with the flow, and like relax a little bit, maybe have a little bit less stuff on my mind. And so I stopped doing monthly goals, and but that doesn't mean I've stopped like working on things. And so a few things that I'm currently working on, what we're going to talk about today. The first one is getting out of bed. Especially now that it's gotten a bit colder here, it's been quite difficult. Like yesterday, I just don't even want to say like how many hours I just laid in bed after I was awake. This morning was a little bit better. It was like just under an hour. But yeah, so I'm not good at getting out of bed, except on the day I have to be to work at 6 a.m. Then I'm great, but otherwise, I mean, it's like at least an hour till I get up, and that's not good. So I do kind of have a plan. So I have been using phones on my alarm. I have an actual like alarm clock, or it's one of those sun lamps, so it'll do like a sunrise function with an alarm. It'll do a sunset function at night, which I really really love, by the way. Um, and I'm starting to use that as an alarm to actually get myself out of bed. The thing though is I just go right back into bed. So what I'm gonna try to do is first of all just be like what I kind of did this morning. I mean, I still laid in bed for almost an hour, but I was like, why am I laying here? Just like thinking of random things. Some things were like work things, some things were just like daydream things. When I could be up actually living my life and maybe working towards making some of these like daydream things happen, like why am I just laying here? So part of it is that just remembering like, hey, I actually like want to get up and do stuff. And then part of it is going to be I have this essential oil blend that is like energizing. And so I put that by my out of bed alarm to like put that on my wrist and smell that in the morning. And then I'm also going to start sleeping with my robe just under the covers with me. So it's warm. So in the morning, instead of being like, I want to go back to the warmth of my blanket and my bed and fall back asleep, I can put that on and be like, oh, I have the warmth and comfort and I'm still out of bed. Why am I yawning? So that's my plan for that. We'll see how that goes over the next few weeks. I'm trying to be a bit more consistent of getting up at like 7, except the one day that I work at 6. So that way I can still be up kind of late and go to bed kind of late and still get to sleep, so I can like start getting ready for bed at like 11. Um, and still just like have that time at night, which I like because sometimes I'm just like really a night owl. I mean, like 3 a.m. night owl, but sometimes like I really enjoy getting up early in the morning too. It's really weird. I'm like a night owl and a morning bird, and I can't figure it out. So, anyways, that's one thing that I am starting to work on. I will say I've had the essential oil blend by my alarm for like a week, and I haven't used it. So yeah, we're a little more dedicated to that. One thing too I'm starting to realize is there's all these things about like motivation and inspiration, and I think that's great, and I like love to read that kind of stuff. But part of it too is like a lot of you just have to do it. A lot of it is you just do it. Like you can't, like there's no amount of reading things that will get you to the point of doing it. You just have to be like, I'm doing this, and like make yourself do it. And that's where I'm at with this like getting up in the morning thing. I just have to do it. The other thing that I'm working on, well, the second thing, because there's three, is being a bit more active again, because I haven't really been since July when I walked every day, which has like been fine. I am totally like a cyclical, seasonal person. I don't like stick to the same routine all the time. It changes as to like what I want to do, what I don't want to do. And I've come to accept that and working on embracing that. But I haven't been really like doing much of anything. I've been working a bit more and like moving around a bit more at work. I haven't just been like at the registers at one of my jobs. And so I don't like feel like lethargic and gross. But I've just kind of felt like some mornings going for a walk or doing yoga. And what I talked about in my last video with self care is like doing what feels right. And that was kind of a follow up to self care, like doing what feels right at the time that it feels right. And so I'll link that video below too. But one of the things that feels right sometimes in the morning is like getting up and doing quick yoga flow, or like yesterday when it was a blue sky, I wanted to go on a walk. Obviously, I didn't. But that's something that I am working on. And so I don't have any necessarily like structure around that. But what I'm kind of aiming for is like 2 to 3 days going on like a walk, and just like 30 minutes or so. Another maybe like 2 to 3 days doing like yoga, like a 30-minute yoga flow. So this morning I actually kind of did. It was more of like a yoga stretching cross. It wasn't like an exact yoga flow, but I just kind of moved in a way that felt right. And it felt really good to do that. So that's the other thing I'm working on, is being a bit more active. It has been raining a bit here. And so again, like if I end up like doing yoga 6 days a week and not walking at all, like that's okay. I just like need to move my body, because I'm not really a person who likes to go out walking in the rain. Like I don't mind the rain, and the rain's great, but I don't really want to go walking in it, so I usually don't. Okay, that was the second thing I'm working on. The third thing is, I guess, kind of being a bit more disciplined or focused, or like pulling my focus back to the task at hand. I guess that's the best way of saying it. So I am totally a person that is like distraction city. So like when I'm working on, wow, I just yawn all the time in these videos. When I'm like working on editing a video, or like planning stuff or writing, I want to distract myself sometimes. Or like sometimes when I'm like saving a video and it takes a minute to save, I'm like, go to my phone instead of go to some other task that I could be doing. So I'm working on doing that less and staying a bit more focused on the task at hand, and just not even turning to a distraction. Or if I do, because it's kind of habitual to just pick up my phone and start scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest, to stop myself. So, because I usually notice after about a minute, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Or pick up my phone for a purpose and I end up like on Instagram, and then I'm like, this isn't what I was supposed to be doing with this phone. So noticing that, which I do, sometimes I'm still just like, most of the time, I'm still just like, just a few more scrolls. So I'm holding down the cat tail because Edgar's here. So actually being like, okay, this isn't what I'm working on. This isn't my task at the moment. This isn't like stare at my phone time. So get back to work. So yeah, bringing my focus and attention back to the task that I was actually intending to be working on, and not keeping it on the distraction. So that's the other thing I'm working on. I did that like once yesterday. I picked up my phone and I was like, no, and I put it back down. So yeah, anyways, working on that. So those are the three things I'm working on. Getting out of bed and staying out of bed, being a bit more active, and bringing my attention back, or like staying focused on the actual task at hand instead of distraction. So that's where I'm at now. And again, these aren't necessarily goals. These are just like, even without like exact goals, there's still things that I want to continue to improve on. And there are ways that I could put these in kind of like a goal format, but it just doesn't feel like the right thing to do, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just gonna end it there. Week number 28 or whatever we're on. We're just in a series, and I just figure out the numbers when they go on my computer because it just gets numbered the one after the last. So, I don't even know where I was going with that. Um, I will see you guys next week. Edgar wants out or attention or something, so I'm gonna take care of him. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next Friday.